Hello and welcome to Addis All Around. My name is Lensa Kebede. Today I brought you a very special guest that can inform us about Operation Smile. Hello Daniel, how are you?
I'm very good. Glad to have you.
Thanks for having us. Please inform us about what this organization is all about.
Okay. As you said, my name is Daniel. I'm the country manager for Operation Smile Ethiopia. I've been working with Operation Smile for about 5 years now. Operation Smile is a very global organization. We work over 60 countries all over the world. One of the offices is here in Ethiopia, foundation office. We basically do like cleft lip and cleft palate surgery. And we've been working on it for the last 28 years. Our founders are a husband and wife, Dr. Bill Mickey and Kathy Mickey. They started this foundation about 28 years ago when they went to the Philippines for the first mission. So after that, Operation Smile has been growing, and at this point we have treated about more than 200,000 children, adults, all over the country, all over the world. And when you're coming back to Ethiopia, for the last 5 years we've been really busy working on treating kids, adults with this problem. We have treated about more than 1,400 patients right now, and we basically do this with the collaboration of different government offices, with Ministry of Health and different hospitals. And we're still going to do the same thing in the future too.
Alright, that's a very interesting thing. The first time I heard about Operation Smile is as part of Rotary Club, something like that. And then the second time I heard about it was on MTV, Jessica Simpson working on some documentary movie. It's a very interesting project, definitely. And as you have said, it's been 5 years since this organization started working or operating in this country. So I have a question. What does a cleft lip mean? How does it start, and how does this deformity just tell us about the causes of this problem.
Basically, it's been 28 years, as I told you, working with this on this program, especially Operation Smile, and we've done about more than 100,000 patients all over the world. But still, we don't we don't have a specific reasons why these things are, or a specific given data or causes we have for this reason, for this thing to be for this thing to be happening here right now. Operation Smile have they told you been active in doing research on this thing, trying to figure out how the causes of this cleft lip and palate. When you say cleft lip and palate, is the opening of the lip, and also when you say palate, is the opening of the palate where you don't have the roof. So there are different types of cleft lip and palates, but basically we just call them in general cleft lip and palates. As you told me, you heard about Operation Smile through Rotary and through the MTV Jessica Simpson. Jessica Simpson is our spokesperson for our Operation Smile, and she's been doing this for a very long time. And also Rotary is because one of the reasons Rotary was involved is I'm a road tractor. So we usually work Operation Smile 100% works with volunteers. So all our medical professionals are coming from abroad for volunteers. We don't pay them a penny. They just give their time, vacation, and come here and do voluntarily perform those surgeries and stay here for 10 to 14 days in a country and do that. So we do have we have those things ideas. I mean, not ideas, but we call them reasons for the appearance of cleft lip and palate. One of the reasons are I can mention like a few reasons that like that cleft lip and palate happens is like one is because of the environment, and two is like generally we divide them into two: environmental and genetics. With like when we say genetics is like it can go from family to family, like from hereditary, but at the same time, like for example, in one of the missions that we had a grandfather, a father, and a son who came with like three of them having the same product. Hereditary is like connected to genes. It's like between 20 to 50%. But like when like the other one is environmental. When you say environmental, it's between 50 to 70% influential. Like, those are some of the reasons. So like there's like folic acid deficiency. There's like when a mother is pregnant, when she's like using like drugs or like smokes, or like if she smokes and at the same time like use traditional medications. Those are some of the reasons that can create this problem, like with the cleft lip and palate.
Wow, interesting. So, in which regions have you worked so far, and how many patients have you cured in Ethiopia, specifically?
We've been working in Ethiopia. We don't have specific areas that we are working, but for like I can mention some of the places that we've worked with. We've worked in Addis Ababa. And we do like majorly we work in Addis Ababa in Juma, and like we've worked in Mekelle and Aksum. When we do these things, we select areas so that we can be able to have more people to come and visit us. And basically, when we do missions in Addis and Juma, we have the tendency of like patient flow increasing. So that's one of the reasons why we stayed with Juma and Addis Ababa. The other reason why we stayed in like one of the main reasons, especially with Juma University, is like the university and the hospital are very open for any collaborations like this, and they would really want to have something. Operation Smile Ethiopia like specifically believes in the in having more locals, like local surgeons, local nurses, anesthesiologists, and all this, like volunteering, so that we can have more people involved in this, so that we can treat more Ethiopians with this problem. So, like Juma University was willing to do that. So we were working very closely with Juma University and training one of their surgeons and educating their like nurses and all that, so that in the future, instead of like having all expats, we would have more Ethiopians getting involved in this and make it feel like it's like one of our things, ownership on that project.
Yeah, it definitely reduces the logistic costs.
Exactly.
And also people should be more concerned about their own nations suffering from these illnesses, definitely. It's very interesting, but I was curious because I was going through your website before we had this interview, and I was wondering if there's any, if you have searched throughout the country where there is, there are too many cases of this birth defect. Have you ever done that, or is it because you wanted to, the only reason why you stuck on Juma and in that region is because of that, the reasons that you just mentioned, because of collaboration that you have found from the university staff, or do you have any plans to scale up your project?
One of the reasons why we started working with Juma University is to as you said, scale up and increase the number of people involved with this program, local especially, because these are at the end of the day we need more Ethiopians, more local professionals to be volunteering their time to get back to their community, who've sacrificed a lot for them to get where they are right now. So we believe in volunteerism. We've done all this because of all volunteers. We're so thankful that we have them. But as you said, we need to have more Ethiopians. So one of the reasons why we're working very closely with Juma University is to have more Ethiopians getting involved. As Juma University is one of the big medical schools in Ethiopia. So we want to basically have more people, more professionals. Could be surgeons, could be nurses, could be anesthesiologists, and all that. You name it. So we want to keep on doing that. But in Ethiopia, as you can imagine, Ethiopia is like a very like huge country. The population is like about 80 million. So within that scope, with like almost 75% of the population live in the countryside. So it's really hard to even for not only for us, for other other organizations, even for WHO, to kind of have exact data to know exactly where the problem is. So what we do is like we do a patient recruitment plan for 2 or 3 months before admission. So we'll be able to make sure that at least on average, like more than 60–70% of the population could be able to hear about this program. And you can see it on the number of people turning up for admissions. For example, on the last mission that we had in Jimma, we were planning to do 75 patients, but we turned up like doing 103 because we had about 167 patients coming for the mission. So what we do is basically do a major patient recruitment plan, like that's like radio advertisement, posters, and we work at this point. I have to say, like, we're very thankful for Ministry of Health because they're the one who always support us on this thing, and we use them like to kind of like reach out to like rural and like to the grassroots level, to the village, so that we can have more people know and to know about this program. And at the same time, we work with the health workers. We're the best your best partners and this kind of things. So we are very thankful for that. So this is how we do, and we don't have specific numbers, but like we know there's like a tendency, like one in 600 is like born with that problem in Ethiopia.
1 in 600.
Yes, you can imagine it's a very like huge number. So like that's what we know. Like that's the data that we had from Ministry of World Health Organization, WHO, and all that.
All right, interesting. So tell me more about the challenges that you've faced over the 5 years, and also the success stories.
A little bit about our story, about Operation Smile, is when we do cleft lip and palate, it is something that you see right away. It's not a project where it takes you months or years to see. It takes you 45 minutes for a cleft lip and an hour and a half for a palate surgery. And like you can see, like somebody's like really changed and transferred into something else. And some of them like could have a moment like where they're trying to figure if they're there, or like parents having a difficulty to notice their kids, and some of them like getting to be respected. I remember there was this old man from the Jimma area. He was I think 60 something, like 69 or something like that. He came to us and we asked him why he wants to do the surgery at this point, like at that age, and he said like I need to get to kiss my kid.
Oh.
He never did that all his life. So you can imagine. So like the only thing that he wanted was like to get him to be able to go home and kiss his son. Because like he was old enough, 30 something years old. He's a big guy. So like you can imagine, this thing can like turn somebody's life right away. And like this is what we wanted to do. Like when a person can have this chance, you never know what that person would be. It could be a president or it could be somebody else tomorrow. But when you can make it easier for him to be able to reach to that goal, it is something like it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, image does matter.
Exactly.
So tell me more about how you get funds and how people in Ethiopia can get involved in this program, and how can they volunteer?
To begin with, I didn't mention about our headquarters. Our headquarters is in the U.S., in Norfolk, Virginia. That's where our main office is located. So, and as I told you, we work in about 60 different countries all over the world, and we have 2 foundations, donor foundations where we usually work on getting funding and volunteers, and there are mission sites, workplaces we only do missions. One of the countries is Ethiopia, but we are moving into a new chapter where we feel like we need to have more locals. We need to have more Ethiopians to feel have that ownership. because at the end of the day, it's our community, it's our people who are getting benefit from this program. So we are trying to involve more Ethiopians, more companies and individuals to get donate for this cause, so that they'll get to see what kind of what purpose that we have, and what at the end of the day that somebody's life is changing because of their donations. So we're moving towards that. So for your question about how can locals and Ethiopians get involved, as I told you, we are on a volunteer organization. So anybody, any individual can volunteer and come to our mission sites. We're having another mission in November, from the 9th to the 16th here in Addis at the Mililik Hospital. So I would invite in Ethiopian calendar, it's Sidar. So I would invite all Ethiopians, anybody, any individual, be it professional or anyone, who can feel like you can offer help, come and visit our site, us at the hospital, and see what we do, get to see the patients, get help with the patients, and be able to contribute something to the life of those people, will be at the end of the day change them for the rest of their lives. So anybody could get involved, and I would ask people in companies who be able to get to see this program to kind of donate their time, their profession, and their money, so that we'd be able to kind of reach out to more Ethiopians with this problem.
Okay. It's been very great to have you as part of Addis All Around. Thank you so much. For more information, you can go to Addis All Around website, which is addisallaround.com, or operationsmile.org, or specifically for Ethiopian programs, operationsmile.org.et.